Are you worthy? Yes, are you worthy? Not him, not her, not they. Are you worthy? This is a topic that I really want to talk about because worth is so important, especially nowadays, and I feel like it's so hard to find self-worth, especially for me because I'm always searching for outside of myself. um Whether it's in friendships or whether it's through other platforms, as far as like whether it's social media or whether it's through like a song form or poetry form. I feel like I'm trying to find my self-worth in all these different places, but I need to really find it within myself, really. And this worth word is so important in life because if you don't find your self-worth, then you feel like life has no purpose, like you have no meaning in life, because you're searching for that validation. um and validation is really from deep within. I understand that we may not always feel when we wake up in the morning like, yay, like here's the day, like I'm gonna take over the day, but we also have to understand that it takes time to build that self-worth within us. We have to, and I'm guilty of this. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, Lord, I don't know if I want to be here, and I don't know if I'm worthy enough to be here. I don't know if I'm worthy enough to be in the music industry with all these talented artists, and I'm just here on the outside, um, feeling like I can never fit in with that crowd. But I feel like when it comes to self-worth, you really have to really dig within yourself to realize, like, why do I need to be relying on other people to make me feel worthy? And if I don't have this other person around me to make me feel worthy, can I find it within myself? And also, can I also be able to feel accomplished if somebody else is not affirming me? That's one big thing that I struggle with, is wanting that validation and wanting someone to affirm what I'm doing. And if I didn't get the affirmation that I needed, or the approval, I felt kind of like lost. I felt like, maybe I didn't have a purpose in my life. So that's the thing. Like, you also need to, steer clear of people who call you worthless or don't see your value, because you're beautiful just the way you are, and you don't need anybody to tell you any different. This is coming from my heart because I've dealt with issues with my self-esteem and self-worth for a long time, and I always felt like if I'm not measuring up, then what was the point of continuing to go on? And I look at my life now and I feel like I'm at a point where I say, okay, now I feel worthy of doing music, because, not only did I get the affirmation and validation, but I also realized my potential. And once you realize your potential, your true potential, then the sky's the limit. Like, there's nothing you can't do or accomplish. And I feel like this is such a strong message for people today, and even people who have struggled in the past with feeling worthy. Yes, you are worthy. You don't need nobody to prove or try to affirm your worth, because when you know when you know in your heart when you know in your heart that you're worthy, you will not sell yourself short. You will not give anybody any discounts. When you know your value and you know your true worth, you will not give any body any discounts. Period. So that's my message: is believe in your self-worth, because you are valuable. You're a valuable person, not only to me but to the people around you that care about you, and people who want you to succeed in life. And um, that's just the thing about this life. Is like we're gonna have the hardships, we're gonna have the good times, the bad times. But I feel like if you realize um, your potential and your worth, you kind of like feel like you can contribute more to other people. Like now that I feel like I'm worthy, I feel like okay, so um, I'm worthy of making a motivational video that doesn't only stop by helping me, setting me free, but other people as well. I feel like when it comes to self worth, it kind of has like a ripple effect. It kind of feels like I can do more than just motivate people. I kind of feel like worthy to do other things. You know what I mean? And feel like there's no limit to what the possibilities are in life. Once you realize your true worth, once you realize your true passions, then you can feel like you can contribute to somebody else's life. But you also have to realize that it takes a lot of work. It's not just like you wake up feeling worthy and that's you're gonna feel like that for years to come. No, it's a process, and it's a really it's a thorough process. Last year I was going through depression, and I honestly would wake up, even to this day. Okay, why do I feel so unworthy? Like like nobody really cares about me, or I don't care about myself. Like I'm treating myself really bad, and it seems like I'm mentally abusing myself, also, and having these negative self-talk conversations that I try to that I've hidden behind the scenes. And it's like, and it took a lot of inner work. It took reading self-care books to make me feel worthy. It takes looking at affirmations on a regular basis, and also not only that, just motivational videos, sometimes an hour at a time, just so that I could have a mindset of like, you know what, yeah, I am worthy. And it just hypes me up, because it's like, wow, there's so much power in self-worth. There's so much power in telling somebody else they're worthy, because there's so much confidence that comes with self-worth, and there's so much that you can do not only for other people, but how you feel when you wake up in the morning, and how it may affect somebody else's day. You know what I mean? Like when you build that confidence and the self-worth within yourself, it may rub it may kind of it might have an impact on somebody else who may be feeling worthless that day. Like you don't know like the impact that you may have on somebody just by you speaking about your struggle with self-worth. You could be like, okay, yeah, I woke up sometimes feeling unworthy, but the reason I continue is because I feel like I'm called to speak to someone who may be in the same issue or situation that I am. And you don't know, that might help somebody. That might help your self-worth video, or a message that you may speak to somebody just face to face. That might help somebody prevent somebody from killing themselves, because you took the time to help them and release some of your demons, so to speak, and say, this is what I'm struggling with, and it's okay, because I'm here to hold the space for you. That's that's what this world is about. It's like holding the space for people, and and doing it in a way where um that is contributing to humanity. Self-worth is an issue that I feel like we kind of tuck underneath the rug, because we feel like we need to be like, oh, I feel like, oh, I don't need to speak about this because I'm okay. Like people paint a false narrative that they're feeling worthy, but in the inside they're not feeling worthy. They're just putting up a facade. I know that because I did that in the past. I said, look at me, this is my life. You know what I mean? And I kind of showed people one side of me. But to be honest with me, or with you also, I was wearing a mask. I was like, I didn't feel worthy at all. It may have seemed, that, on line, I acted like I was worthy, but in actuality, behind the scenes, behind the closed door, it's like I was going through my demons just like everybody else, and I would wake up feeling like there's no reason to even be here, because if I'm not worthy in another person's eyes, then I can see the worth in my own eyes, and that was such a struggle for me. But then again, it's like now that I really found myself in, my songwriting class, and also with the self-care books and all these other regimens that I'm doing to help aid the confidence and my self-esteem a little bit more, I realize, yeah, like, I wake up, I'm like, yeah, I am worthy, and I still struggle with it to this day. So it's not like I wake up and feel always at confidence, but it's a work in progress. It's like every single day you need to work on yourself, and say, listen, despite what he says, besides what he says, besides what she says, besides what they say, what do I feel about myself? That's what matters the most. Like, you need to stop worrying about what other people think. No, you need to value your self-worth enough so that you can prove without without having those people affirm you, that you could say, no, I'm worthy and I feel it within myself. I don't need you to tell me that, because I know it within myself. That's power. There's so much power in that. And I feel like a lot of people don't realize how much power it is when you have self-worth, and that confidence within yourself. You can do so much amazing things in life with a better self-worth in yourself. I know, like, when I don't have a good self-worth, um and myself instilled in me, I feel like I can't accomplish nothing. I feel like, what am I writing this for? Or it seems like everything is meaningless. Like, okay, I'm writing for just to feel like I'm checking off a box on a to-do list kind of thing, and it kind of feels like I'm just kind of like living just to live. I'm not living with a purpose or a passion, and that's what happens when you don't have self-worth within you. You kind of wake up honestly feeling dead inside, you know? And I don't want that for you. I want you to live a life full of self-worth, full of purpose, and full of meaning. And that only happens when you start to realize the beauty in your insecurities and in your flaws, and you embrace those insecurities because they make you who you are. Just because somebody else doesn't see your worth, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Your worth is in gold. You're a precious person, and you're beautiful as you are. You don't need to change yourself to make somebody feel to make yourself feel worthy in another person's eyes. you know you do what you have to make sure you're okay with yourself. You love yourself first. You need to love yourself and be able to love yourself wholeheartedly, and then that self-worth will radiate outside, of yourself, and even in your inside, and in the inside of you, you'll be like, wow, I'm a different person, because you'll wake up feeling on cloud nine. And I want you to feel that way, because in life, we have people who want to talk down on us. We have people, even myself, I talk down on myself too, so I'm not excluded. But it's like, when you change the narrative, when you really change the narrative that people tell you, and you have authority and you have the power to say, no, I don't take this for truth. That's beautiful. When you could say that, oh, you don't think I'm worthy, okay, fine, but I feel worthy without you having to say that I'm worthy. You see what I mean? It just comes full circle in life. You need to realize also that it's not like a one day process. It might take time, and don't rush the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. I learned so much from these self-care books and being in therapy, and now I'm like, okay, I go tell my therapist, like, listen, I found validation within myself now, And it's so inspiring because it's like I didn't feel like that a year ago. So it's like changing the narrative of you know what other people think about you and your self-worth. Is changing that narrative to say, no, that's not for me. Maybe you may feel that I'm unworthy, but that's your opinion, and that doesn't need to define me. Your opinion doesn't define me. So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to speak about this topic about validation and self-worth because it's so important. And I feel like in order for you to really live a righteous or even a meaningful life, you need to have self-worth within you so that you can be able to be okay with yourself. you know we have a lot of dark days and demons that we face, but I'm telling you, if you get with the right people, community, um you get the right music in your ears, read self-care books, whatever you have to do to make yourself feel worthy, do it. It's okay to go the extra mile to feel this way. I have to do it. You may not need to do all of that. You may listen to a song and be like, okay, I feel worthy, but it might take more work. And don't be afraid to put in that work so that you can feel okay for yourself, so that when you're okay with yourself, you're able to pour out that self-worth within someone who isn't feeling worthy, and you can make them feel worthy just by you sharing that story of how you did it. And it just helps the community and it helps the world. So remind someone that they are worthy. Remind yourself that you're worthy, and you are so worth it. You are so worth it. So remember that you are worth it always, and don't let no one define your worth. You define your worth, and don't settle for less than you deserve, because you deserve the best and you deserve it all. Remember, you're so worth it, and I love you.